Hello my friends, today we are going to fly from Triengen and this time we will take the Cessna 172 which is the one with the retractable gear, and then actually I choose this date because we have somehow a particular wind that we find here in Switzerland. It is called Bisse and it is north wind. When this wind is strong, it is a good time for you to practice landings on a short field, but more of this you will see later on. Here I'm lined up already. I just make the last change. I put a little bit the wheel on the right side because the wind is coming from the right side, but it is completely irrelevant. It comes and goes. There is particularities with the wind shear, as you see, and you try of course to keep the aeroplane on the straight line, and of course because the wind is coming on the right side, there are some buildings that they create turbulence, and of course you need to be fast. You need to bring back the RPM and follow up your crosswind. In the most of the cases you need to hold well because the turbulence are uncontrollable. One moment it is okay, and the other moment you can be slapped hardly from turbulence or wind shearing. Now I'm downwind for runway 33, and of course you, in these cases of Bisse, you don't need to be on the side of the mountains because there are rotors. So there are cases that I decide to go a little bit higher than the 2,300 feet, and this is the case now. Of course, you need to verify that everything is okay, and you see that the turbulence is hartnecking. It comes and goes, and there is in between a lot of wind shearing, particularly on the finals. And here we are entering the base from the runway 33, and of course because now you are faced with the Bisse, the north wind, and there is where you receive a lot of turbulence. So now in this case both heads on the wheel, and you need to make all the checks before you are on the final, because and of course you need to have in your mind the go-around procedure. A go-around procedure is a normal procedure, and the pilot under these circumstances should use it as normal as possible. You should never consider going down the aeroplane if you are not sure that you are going to land. And of course, as you see now, I'm on the final. It's a little bit hairy because this is the cases that a lot of wind shearing is happening, a lot of irrelevant and irregular wind from all the sides, and then what you need to do is to keep your objective where you want to land, your aiming point. You don't need to leave this aiming point. And of course, till the last moment, you need to keep the aiming point and do slowly corrections, depending of course of the wind. And it is almost possible to receive a wind or a turbulence exactly when you flare, and this was the case. And you need to put the wheel against the wind, and as you see, in some parts of the runway the wind is stronger, in some parts of the runway there is no wind, and on the end of the runway the wind is coming completely on the other direction.
Crossing north of your field from Meisterschwang to Philadelphia RS 4700 feet. Multiple November, 8 taxi holding point from 880 for a local flight.
And now I just broke it out, and then you see I'm going to go from the sector east and enter the downwind of the runway 33 to go with to make the circuit again. And now you see I am at the sector east, and the turbulence is going on. But this is something that you should consider not very important in these cases. Here in this case I am overhead, and I'm looking my reference to see how is the wind, particularly with this wind shearing wind like the Bisse. It doesn't make any sense the reference or the windshock, because the windshock is going all directions every time. So, but you need to make a decision, and in these cases help to ask the person on the ground with the radio how is the situation. In particularity of the Triengen with this weather, there is a wind shock exact on the threshold, so this is a good reference when you see that the big wind, the center wind shock and the wind shock on the threshold have in complete different directions, which means actually difficulty with wind shearing, and of course I will say it again, it's absolutely normal that you will go around immediately without second thought in these cases, because you can lose the control of the airplane very easy. So if it is to go around without hesitations and no problem. You need to be prepared of this, and the go around is a procedure as normal as landing. And here we are again on the final, and of course I am prepared that we are going to dance a lot. This is really dancing. In these cases, you need of course to have a little bit more speed, but not too much that you can land on a short field. You always have to keep your mind on the aiming point. You see, you need to have a good feeling of the aeroplane, where it goes, if it goes up or if it goes down, and be ready for a go around. Now in this case I thought that it will be okay to go and flare. Flare, you should be very carefully, bring it on the wind, and always put it in the wind, wheel in the wind, and keep it straight on the runway. And that's it, because this is the most important thing, is for you to land safe without any problem. So thank you very much for watching my video. In case you liked it, please subscribe or like it, and I will see you again. Thank you again. Bye.